Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
My name is Luke. This is Castle and Ruby.
Violet and Dash.
Or Violet and Dash, depending on the day. And we know you guys are all probably cuddled up at home like we are. And we just thought that we would share a real New York story with you again today. Right? Do you guys like stories?
Yes.
Yes, me too. And today we're going to tell the story about The Last Leaf. And The Last Leaf was written by a very famous American writer named O. Henry. And O. Henry was inspired to write this story based on a little courtyard in Greenwich Village called Grove Court, right on Grove Street, right off Bedford Street. And the story is about a young girl who is an artist who is living on the top floor of this Greenwich Village building. And she becomes sick with a bout of pneumonia. And she lays in her bed and she looks out the window at this vine that creeps up the side of her building. And she starts to believe that as winter is coming and as the howling wind is blowing these leaves off the vine, she believes that, Cassie, will you sit up, please? She believes that as each leaf falls off the vine, she believes that she is getting sicker and sicker. And she believes that when the last leaf falls, that her life will be over. And the girl is actually making this happen. As each leaf falls, she's getting sicker and sicker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, luckily, in the story, there is an old German artist who lives down below. The old German, his whole life, he had been trying to paint his masterpiece, but he's getting old, he hasn't done it, and time is running out. Do you know what a masterpiece is?
No.
A masterpiece is like your great work of art. So Castle would be like your ultimate performance, all right? And the old German knows the young girl upstairs. He knows her story about the leaves and the correlation between those leaves and her life. And on the night when there was one solitary leaf hanging off the vine, the old German climbs up there on a ladder in the middle of the night up the side of the building during a wicked storm, and he paints one solitary leaf on the side of the building so it appears to be attached to the vine. Now, the true last leaf has fallen, but every morning the young girl upstairs wakes up and she sees this one leaf that will not fall in spite of the howling, blowing winds of winter. So inspired by this one leaf, the tenacity of this one leaf to hang on day after day after day, in spite of the cold blowing winds of winter, she hangs on another day and another day and another day until spring comes back. The leaves start growing back in the vines, and so does her health. Beautiful, beautiful story.
Does the woman get healthy again?
She gets healthy again. Now, O. Henry always has a little twist to his stories. And so at the end, he makes the old German man who painted the leaf die from pneumonia. And you know why, though? Because he had actually finally painted his masterpiece. We always associate masterpieces being these big, grand gestures, but here it just was a simple little leaf that inspired this young girl to live another day. Beautiful story. Yes, actually, I got one more part of the story to tell. Now, when O. Henry died in real life, okay, just getting back to real time, his funeral was at a church on Fifth Avenue. And all of New York turned out for his funeral. People loved O. Henry. The press was there. Thousands of mourners were there. The church accidentally double booked a wedding on the same day as O. Henry's funeral. And you know what the church was like?
What?
They were like, oh no, what do we do? How are we going to explain this to O. Henry's family? So they go to O. Henry's family and they say, we are so sorry. We double booked a wedding today. We will cancel it. And you know what O. Henry's family said? Are you crazy? They said, O. Henry was a romantic. You cancel that wedding, he will turn in his grave. So they had a dual/wedding and funeral. All the floral arrangements for the funeral were donated to the bride and groom. and you had the full circle of life happening right there. Oh, Henry couldn't have written that any better in a story. So hope you guys enjoyed this story. We hope you guys are all safe and well, and we will be back with some more Real New York stories. Bye.